Hi, Mr. Thomas and Patricia. Uh, Thanks for the invitation for me to present. The presentation is going to be, I'm going to keep it to half an hour, and hopefully this will give you a good idea of what we're talking about. The topic that we're discussing is going to be RPA. So just a bit about myself. As I said, my name is Alvin Ng. I'm the founder of Smart Base Solutions in Berhad. Um, my background is actually in operations. I did engineering as a degree, but then never practiced. I went into to management accounting and got my qualifications later. But eventually, I went out to start my own businesses. I'm also a trained practitioner using neuro-linguistic programming. So in a lot of my work, I combine behavior, human behavior with technology to help businesses improve. Okay. Uh, just a bit of background. I spent a lot of time in the UK. I actually lived there for 11 years before coming back. Did my training in engineering in an engineering company in Rolls-Royce before I moved into the banking sector and uh, and ending up being in the mortgage financial crisis in London for 2 years, doing a lot of firefighting projects, and which also includes migrations and operations optimization. That's where I learned a lot of the process and work automation um, that we are going to be working on. In terms of my journey in systems, I used a lot of SAP as well as Hyperion. I was then the super user for these systems in the banking sector. I learned Visual Basic myself and did a lot of data mining, which is what they call big data these days. As for my personal journey in the digital world, I did a lot of work. Well, I was doing a lot of businesses on eBay. I have an Amazon account which I sell my own e-products, and I've built a few websites myself. Uh, Smart B, which stands for Smart Businesses, is where we use technology to help business improve, especially on the business processes. The uh, the core Our core business is actually an online or web-based cloud ERP system, which would have the whole range of solutions. But then we started narrowing down and we started going into warehouse management system. Right now, we are venturing into RPA, which I will be talking about today purely because of my background in the banking sector and a lot of work that I used to do in the operations side. So let's talk about the generic problems that are faced by not just companies in Malaysia, but globally. These are the issues that are faced. Essentially, a lot of people are struggling because there's too much admin work, there's constant hiring, and multiple system chaos. So I believe this is not uncommon, especially if your company is above a certain size, where traditionally a lot of people would have bought a accounting software, and a HR software, and maybe a sales software, and end up having multiple softwares that don't really talk to each other. Um, that's the situation. While not only an ERP can solve the problem, RPA is also a great tool for situations like this. So typical pain points is where companies or actually operational staff are spending a lot of time doing the clicking on their desktop, doing the copy and pasting, and just pulling information from different places. This has been a issue for a long time, and there's a room for improvement. The other issue that Malaysians are facing is generally Malaysia is sitting in the middle. Um, in terms of advancement in technology and businesses, we can't really compete because the Americans, the Chinese are actually more innovative than us. On the other hand, um, we are not the cheaper. We are not the cheapest in terms of labor costs anymore. So a lot of countries like Myanmar and Vietnam are coming, and there are a lot of even cheaper labor on that side. So Malaysia is stuck in the middle. So the objective of today, or in general, where digital transformation is concerned, is to help companies move from not so motivated workforce to actually creating great, innovative, and productive workforce. At the end of the day, is to motivate a team to come up with better solutions, better quality work, and better quality products, right? So, and that comes from the workforce. People who are hiring Gen Ys and Gen Zs these days are also struggling because many of them don't want to do boring work. They just want to do fun work, exciting work. So that is a new challenge in a different way. So let's go into the meat. What is RPA? In order to understand RPA, the first thing you need to know that RPA stands for bot. It's short for bot or robot. It is not a physical machine. It's just a software that acts like a super assistant to help the business in their processes. So this is very, very crucial in understanding that actually it's just a software. So if you understand this, then let's begin with a simple video.
So robotic process automation. Imagine your job is to come in the morning and you click on an email and you download a CSV file. And in that CSV file are maybe, like in this case, 25 addresses that you need to enter into a web page. So you're simply going to go in and copy the customer ID to the customer number and go back and get the first name, copy that into the first name of the web page. And this is how a lot of business processes run today. You copy stuff out of various data sources into a web page, or from a web page into an Excel spreadsheet, or vice versa. It gets really tedious. It's really error prone. There is a better way, and that better way is through robotic process automation. So with robotic process automation, we create an army of little bots, of little robots that we've trained with scripts to do exactly the kinds of things that we just saw a human do. So they're like pseudo workers for us. We're looking at the control room, and within the control room, we have a list of scripts that we've already written. We're going to look at the RPA demo script. And when we run that, now we can run it or we can schedule it. It can be scheduled by a timer or by incoming events, such as an incoming email or an FTP file transfer, those types of things. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And when I run it, it launches the web page and it starts to copy the information out of the spreadsheet into the web page and hit click submit. So that's basically RPA in a nutshell. It takes boring, repetitive tasks. It creates an army of robots. It gives them a script to follow. Really easy to set up. High value to businesses that are running off of spreadsheets, Access databases, and any other kinds of legacy applications that are hard to integrate in more of traditional IT sense.
Right, so that was a very quick video on RPA. So let me explain more. RPA is very, very good at doing repetitive tasks, basically to help consolidate data, do transfers, do order processing, do bank reconciliation. It is very, very good at this. It's very good at creating reports, as long as you have to come out with, assuming you have the templates, these bots can then go in, refresh all those reports based on new data, and then process them for you, and then even send you an email. It's very good with interfaces. So for example, you might have a WMS, and then for freight forwarding company, you will have your freight forwarding softwares, and you might have another accounting software. It will then bridge the three different softwares together without having to do any APIs or backend integration. This is where we call RPA as a front-end integration, where it will just do it on top of all the softwares. It's fast for gathering information. You can go get the bot to go look for archives or databases in your system and find specific information for you. Checking massive amount of data, again, for example, in the legal side or the HR side, where you need to check your records, you need to find specific information. The board is very good at doing this. Data conversion, again, repetitive data massaging, where it converts one format to the other, where we can create mapping tables, whatnot. This can do it for you. And compliance. So basically, compliance means that with the board, you can easily make sure that all regulatory requirements are done with precision. It can be done in detail, and they are able to do exactly what you tell them, which means the ability to meet compliance is actually very easy. For some major systems where you have ISO standard requirements, for example, the board will just follow the exact process without changing your process. Again, the board is not here to change your process; it's to help be the super assistant for you, right? So that's a very important point to note. So when we talk about digital transformation, the first thing we always talk about is to help help a client connect to the customer and supplier. From there, we have data capture. That means data entry. It could be manual data entry. It could be OCR. It could be digital sensors and whatnot. Then from there, you transfer the data to some form of database before you massage the data to then make useful analysis of it. Usually, this is where the reporting comes in before business decision is done. So this is how information would flow from one end to the other. RPA comes in very nicely when they do data transfer and data processing. In SmartBee, we help people in data capture and smaller things and database and using cloud storage and whatnot. So with combination of what SmartBee is offering and RPA combined together, we streamline and cut out the bulk of the middle processes. Of course, for many of the clients, they would probably have their own systems, and that's fine. So this is where RPA can help improve their processes. Right, so that's really RPA in a nutshell. Then people ask about how how the company can evolve. As I mentioned, data capture is important. SmartBee does a few different types of things, including OCR, where you scan from a PDF or image any documents that you have and convert them into digital formats. Or we also come up with our own barcode scanning. We integrate weighing machines, for example, into touchscreens devices, either on a hardware or a mobile phone, and that's a data capture for us. Now, if you understand that, then you understand how RPA can work with business process improvements combined with other ERP, either warehouse management systems, either freight forwarding systems, or any form of local systems. And RPA works very, very closely with it. And potentially in the future come out with machine learning's capability. Just to be clear, RPA is not machine learning, but it will be working hand in hand with them. RPA is a bit like an API where they integrate digital processes, mobile applications, and web portals into a company's main system. Right? It could be multiple variations of it. So then, when people talk about evolution and they talk about future technologies, people then talk about AIs. Although RPA is not AI, it is a core component in providing the volume on the data to then do big data learning. So essentially, RPA is very process driven. You have robotic desktop automation where you do a bit more manual intervention. But RPA can also do digital triggers to increase process automation. And then eventually, once you have the data, then you have machine learning and AI. As you can see, the complexity increases, but RPA is a lot more the doing. The thinking is more a little bit later. Okay, so now you understand where RPA is sitting. There's also a strong emphasis in robotic process automation working with artificial intelligence. Essentially, they are the left hand and right hand, and where they combine is where machine learning will be, because machine learning is where the system learns what it needs to learn very, very quickly. And with that, it needs a lot of data. So RPA is going to be a big thing. We believe it's going to be as big as the next Microsoft Excel, but it is going to happen very soon. A bit more on the technology evolution is whereby actually you look at RPA and AI and machine learning, actually both of them are equally weighted. Of course, then we talk about how we can help a company grow by combining different technologies. We have Internet of Things, you have distributed ledger. Good example of this is actually blockchain. Of course, there's cloud computing, and so on and so forth. So this is just a very big picture view. Alright, here's another interesting video by Amazon Go. Amazon Go is a retail outlet that was set up by Amazon in America. Enjoy the video.
What would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go.